Welcome to the worst of the best podcast. You wanted the best. Well, they didn't freaking make it! So here's what you get. From Canada, Ryan and Ruban.
Of the best podcast. This is Ruben, and here's my brother Ryan.
Hey Ruben, it's good to be here.
In your garage?
Yeah, this is really a garage pod, man. All right. We have nothing but the best equipment.
No, like absolutely nothing but the best.
We actually have the worst of the best equipment. I think we could. We are so like Wayne's World. I see other podcasters. I'm part of other podcasting groups on Facebook, and I see other mom pa shop small podcasts, but they have, of course, more than our 20 listeners.
Yeah,
maybe that's why they have like this. The microphones on their table, like they're up on a.
They look like Joe Rogan.
Yeah, and
podcast.
They got the circle thing in front. You know, we got one blue ball.
To be fair. It's called the Blue Microphone Series, and
the Blue Microphone. But it's a great microphone, and sometimes we record on our phones. I don't know. We're just a garage podcast. But you know what? I love it. I love our show, and I'm sorry that I don't have $1 million, Ruben. I really am.
I forgive you.
All right. So today's topic, folks, is jokes. Ruben and I are so funny that we thought it would only be fair and make sense that we do what Science, Ruben, has considered these 10 jokes to be the funniest jokes ever.
I've read none of them.
I've read none of them.
Okay, so we both read none, so our delivery might be a little off.
Good point. So, Ruben, why don't you set up what we're doing? So, why don't I set it up? Because this is my head.
Yeah, please do.
So, like Ruben said, we haven't read the jokes ahead of time, so as we deliver the joke, we're reading it for the first time. And Ruben, I would recommend, why don't we do it? I read you the joke. You look at me. And don't look at us. We're reading along so you can read ahead.
Sure.
So we'll alternate. Okay. Ruben and I will alternate. I'll do odd. Ruben will do even. And we'll read these 10 funniest jokes to each other. And we'll see how, both as a reader and listener, our responses go. Again, according to science, the 10 funniest jokes in the world. And now, let's just do a setup here, how they did this. That's right. So researchers at Oxford University tested the jokes on 55 LSC students and asked them to score the gags. The group thought the funniest was I'm not going to read it. So Professor Robert Dunbar, who led the research, gave some insight into the perfect joke. The task of professional comics is to elicit laughs as directly and as fast as possible. They generally do this most effectively when ensuring that they keep within the mental competence of the typical audience member. Thus, this is me, Ryan, saying something, know your audience. If they exceed these limits, the joke will not be perceived as funny. So we may not be, Ruben, LSE type students, so we might not find these funny.
Sure, yeah.
But whatever. Interesting. So again, know your audience. That's very key. So I'm not even a scientist, and I could say know your audience. But okay, here we go. Ruby, ready?
I'm ready.
Okay. I don't think this is in any order. I don't know if they are.
Let's just go. We'll decide.
I know. Okay, this one's called Ruben. This one's called Snail. Snail with an attitude.
How can a snail have an attitude?
Let's find out. Sorry. Okay. Sorry. It's a snail with an attitude. Okay. A guy is sitting at home when he hears... Sorry. Because my brain reads a little bit further ahead. So I just literally pictured what's happening. Okay. Let me show you. A guy is sitting at home when he hears a knock at the door. He opens the door and sees a snail on the porch. He picks up the snail and throws it as far as he can. 3 years later, there's a knock on the door. He opens it and sees the same snail. The snail says, "What the hell is that all about?"
It's the snail that has the attitude.
Yeah, snail with an attitude.
All right, so...
Yeah, wait a minute. That's right. Why is a snail... Yeah, like, the guy didn't even ask what was it about. Like, I can't believe you're knocking on the door. You're a snail. Like, can I help you?
Because he used the word hell.
So I think...
He worked blue.
It should have been guy answering door with an attitude.
Yeah. They got that wrong.
They titled it wrong, Ruben. Okay, Ruben, you go.
It's only up from here. if that is the best out of the 10, science
is that what they said was the best one?
No, they're saying like these are the 10 funniest jokes.
These are the 10 funniest. Okay.
So other jokes did not make it.
Jokes did not make it. So, okay, here we go.
In my life, that joke wouldn't make it. I'd be like, let's just do a top 9.
Okay, here we go.
Your delivery was just fine, though.
Thanks, Rube.
A genie and an idiot.
Okay, that's the
3 guys on a stranded desert island find a magic lantern containing a genie, who grants them each one wish. The first guy wishes he was off the island and back home. The second guy wishes the same. The third guy says, I'm lonely. I wish my friends were back here.
Okay, if I kind of wish this was a live episode. I actually knew this joke. I know this joke. I've heard it before, and so I knew the punchline was coming. But that doesn't. Okay.
If this was like the Roaring 20s,
science
and jokes were just invented,
okay.
and you weren't riddled with jokes all the time, like Reddit/jokes.
Yeah.
This might have something.
I'm lonely. I wish all my friends were here. Like, he was gone from his friends for literally 60 seconds. Do they ever have privacy when they took poops? Where were you? You were gone for 5 minutes going to the bathroom. Like, he was only away from them. All he had to do was endure the 60 seconds to get his wish out. And he could have just said, I wish I was with them.
As of now, the snail with attitude is better.
Our discussion is coming out naturally, folks. These are live reactions. Okay,
Live
Rube.
reactions, guys.
You ready, Rube?
Yes.
Okay, audience. Truth lasts forever. It's the World Cup final, and a man makes his way to his seat right next to the pitch. I guess that's probably the field.
Sure.
He sits down, noticing that the seat next to him is empty. He leans over and asks his neighbor if someone will be sitting here. No, says the neighbor. The seat is empty. This is incredible, said the man. Who in their right mind would have a seat like this for the final and not use it? The neighbor says, well, actually, the seat belongs to me. I was supposed to come with my wife, but she passed away. This is the first World Cup final. We haven't been together since we got married. Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that. That's terrible. But couldn't you find someone else, a friend, a relative, or even a neighbor to take her seat? The man shakes his head. No, he says, they're all at the funeral. Okay, so you knew the ending to the...
So part of the premise of humor and scary movies, they're the same premise.
Right.
You don't know what's going to happen next.
We're not supposed to be... We're supposed to be surprised. We want to be a jump scare. Like a jump scare. In order for a jump scare to work, we don't know when it's coming. Necessarily.
Yeah.
I thought he was going to say something like, well, yeah, but this is the first World Cup. We've only been married for 2 years. Like, this is because they're every 4 years. Something like that. I knew, like, a short time had passed. I was close. You know, they're all at the funeral.
Moving on.
Okay.
Off to work.
Okay.
A guy shows up late for work. The boss yells, you should have been here at 8:30. He replies, why? What happened at 8:30?
Okay. That's all right.
It's a solid joke.
I genuinely laughed.
And I
genuinely laughed.
I think it would have been better had my delivery been better.
Yeah, because Ruben was reading. I was actually thinking if I knew this joke off by heart, you could say, he replies, well, why? Well, what happened at 8:30? You know, more. That's good. That's that would be a good, like, a little moment in a sitcom.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's a chuckle. It's an audience chuckle. We got it. All right.
Thank you, science.
Thank you, science. This was called Ooh, Heaven is a Place on Earth.
Ooh, heaven is a place on earth.
Okay, wow.
Ooh, baby.
No.
Do you
Stop.
know what that's worth?
No, it's the other way. No, it's, ooh, baby, do you know what that's worth? We'll make heaven a place on earth. Okay.
We'll make heaven a place on earth?
Yeah, we'll make heaven a place on earth.
Okay, all right.
Love comes first. Okay. So Sid and Irv are business partners. They make a deal that whichever one dies first will contact the living one from the afterlife. So Irv dies. Sid doesn't hear from him for about a year. Figures there is no afterlife. Then one day he gets a call. It's Irv. There is an afterlife. What's it like? Sid asks. Well, I sleep very late. I get up, have a big breakfast. Then I have sex, lots of sex. Then I go back to sleep. But I get up for lunch, then have a big lunch, have more sex, take a nap, huge dinner, more sex, go to sleep, and wake up the next day. Oh my, says Sid. So, that's what heaven is like? Oh no, says Irv. I'm not in heaven. I'm a bear in Yellowstone Park. He's reincarnated into a bear. All right. That's all right. That's all right. I've heard something like that kind of joke before, but I like that. I didn't see that coming, actually. I was expecting this. He was reincarnated into a bear.
That's good. I was guessing that perhaps he was in prison.
That would have been very crass. But that being said, pretty good.
Not bad.
I genuinely chuckled. As I read the punchline in my head, I thought that was funny. Okay.
The devil's in the details.
Okay.
A guy dies and is sent to hell. Satan meets him, shows him the doors to 3 rooms, and says he must choose one to spend eternity in. In the first room, people are standing in dirt up to their necks. How do you know they're standing?
You could argue that dirt is up to their necks.
Sure.
Okay.
The guy says, no, let me see the next room. In the second room, people are standing in dirt up to their noses.
Oh, boy.
The guy says no again. Finally, Satan opens up the third room. People are standing with dirt up to their knees, drinking coffee and eating pastries. The guy says, I picked this room. Satan says, okay, and starts to leave. And the guy wades in and starts pouring some coffee. On the way out, Satan yells, okay, coffee break's over. Everyone back on your heads.
All right. Well, you could argue at least to get breaks. We don't know if the other 2 rooms got breaks.
Everyone back on your heads?
Well, I think the idea is that they're going to be buried upside down with their heads in the dirt.
But you have relief, though.
That's what I'm saying. They're having coffee and donuts. So whatever it is they're going through, there is a break coming. And we're not led to believe the other people have breaks. So maybe they're on a break, but the guys up to their knees and noses are still breathing, so they're going to feel suffocation, I guess. Okay.
Also with my delivery, right at the very punchline, my thing with the screensaver, my computer with the screensaver.
I'll try to edit accordingly.
It won't save the joke.
No, because I'm analyzing it, and again, knowing your audience, I'm analyzing this thinking, well, okay, did the other guys get breaks? I mean...
It's a weak joke.
Yeah. All right, kid versus barber. Ruben, you ready?
I am.
A young boy enters a barber shop, and the barber whispers to his customer, this is the dumbest kid in the world. Watch while I prove it to you. The barber puts a $1 bill in one hand and 2 quarters in the other, then calls the boy over and asks, which do you want, son? The boy takes the quarters and leaves. What did I tell you? Said the barber. The kid never learns. Later, when the customer leaves, he sees the same young boy coming out of the ice cream store. Hey, son, may I ask you a question? Why did you take the quarters instead of the $1 bill? The boy licked his cone and replied, because the day I take the $1, the game is over.
Okay.
Again, this joke was terribly written. The barber should have said, yeah, this is the dumbest kid I know. He always chooses the lesser amount. He didn't say why the kid's dumb. We're not like, just because maybe the kid likes quarters. Maybe he likes $1 bills. Like, there's no indication why he's dumb.
Yeah. How old's the kid?
A little simple thing like a 6-year-old boy comes into the store and all he does is take the quarters and the $1 bill. Watch, I'll prove it to you. That's all okay setup. And the kid still takes the quarters. And then the barber says to the customer, see what I tell you? He always takes the lesser amount. He's an idiot. And then the setup is like, oh, I might be 6 years old, but I tell you, once I take that $1, I ain't getting free ice cream anymore.
Yeah.
That would have been better. Okay, all right. Okay, Ruben, your turn.
All right. You're 1 in a million.
All right.
It's the name of the joke.
Yeah.
And true.
Thank you, Rue.
China has a population of 1 billion people. 1 billion. That means if you're 1 in a million kind of guy, there's still 1,000 exactly like you. Is that more of an observation?
So the term 1 in a million already exists. We say to people all the time, you're 1 in a million.
Yeah. You're 1 in a million no matter what the population is.
That's right. So this doesn't make sense. So you're 1 in a million according to the world's population. You still are. So it's even worse when you go against 7 billion people. Now you're 1 in 7,000. So
oh my gosh.
It's a horrible joke.
Okay, when we're done this episode, we're emailing it to whoever did this.
Oh, we are...
Oliver Wheaton is the journalist.
Oliver, you are getting an email. We're going to invite you to listen to this episode. I'm sorry, dude. Okay, Racing the Bear. Ready, Ruben? Racing the Bear. Don't read ahead.
I'm not.
Okay. 2 campers are walking through the woods when a huge brown bear suddenly appears in the clearing about 50 feet in front of them. The bear sees the campers and begins to head toward them. The first guy drops his backpack, digs out a pair of sneakers and frantically begins to put them on. The second guy says, "What are you doing? Sneakers won't help you outrun that bear." "I don't need to outrun the bear," the first guy says. "I just need to outrun you."
I've heard that joke a
Well,
bazillion
yeah, that
times.
joke. Who's laughing in this group? Are these aliens who have never heard these jokes?
National students?
Maybe. But that saying has been around for years and decades where it's like, you don't have to outrun the bear, you just have to outrun Fat Charlie over there. Okay, alright, racing the bear. I'm telling you right now, if you're taking time to put on runners and you're having this conversation, I'm not even having this conversation.
I'm also telling you that if you think that these jokes...
Ruben's science.
Oh my gosh.
Okay.
All a night's work.
Alright, here we go.
I think it's the last one.
Oh, please. Go ahead.
A guy meets a sex worker in a bar.
Okay.
She says, "This is your lucky night. I've got a special game for you. I'll do absolutely anything you want for 300 pounds as long as you can say it in 3 words." The guy replies, "Hey, why not?" He pulls out his wallet out of his pocket and lays down 300 pounds on the bar. It says slowly, "Paint my house."
I just needed something. That's alright. That's
Science is working its magic on you, Ryan.
just closing my eyes, listening to you tell it, and it was. No, that's funny.
I'll tell you my legitimate thought when I heard that
Okay.
was the quality of the paint job.
Well, yes, I don't know. Yeah, now she's like literally taking the can. And like, what contract is she beholden to?
Yeah.
Where she's showing up the next day with all the supplies in hand, ready to paint his house. But it's. Man. Okay. Ruben, do you have a joke? Funny joke off the top of your head?
Oh gosh.
You can give it a second.
Good thing for editing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I actually do have a joke.
Okay, Ruben.
A young couple falls in love. Like they meet, they fall madly in love, and they're like, "Let's elope." They elope. On the way to getting eloped, they get in a car accident. They die. They go to heaven. St. Peter's there at the gate. "How do you guys get here?" "So, well, we died in a car accident. We're going to elope." "Oh, you're in love." "Oh, yeah, we're in love. We want to get married now. Can you do this up here?" "Oh, we really want to be together forever." Like, all right. So St. Peter leaves, comes back a few days later. Says, "Here's a priest. You guys can get married." They get married. They're excited. But they kind of had second thoughts. Like, eternity's a long time. Really? Both of us? And they talked about it and like, you know what? Let's get a divorce. And so they say to St. Peter, we talked about it, we want a divorce. We don't want to spend eternity together. We barely even know each other. And St. Peter goes, "What? Do you know how hard it was for me to find a priest? Now you want me to find a lawyer?"
Yeah, that's good. That's good. I like that. I mean, it's better than any of these other jokes.
Yeah.
That's good. And some jokes don't have to be like LOL, but that was more clever.
Sure.
Yeah, now you want me to find a lawyer, right? Because no lawyers go to heaven.
It's a good lawyer joke.
Yeah, it's a good lawyer.
And he got priest. Like, he was able to find a priest.
He was able to find, barely.
But it took days.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. I was going to say, especially depending on where you grabbed that priest from. You know, it's funny, Rube. I'm just trying. I used to
like 1,000 jokes.
I know.
Like, growing up, I have like Rolodex of a million racist jokes.
Yes.
As a kid, you had no idea they're racist.
That's right.
And they're like, "Oh, those are all terrible jokes."
Hey, for our Patreon listeners, just kidding. For our Patreon listeners, I'll give you all the racist jokes I have. All right, well, I'll save my joke for next time. Ruben, it's been a pleasure.
As always, Ryan.
Oh, we got to pick our. There's so many bad ones.
Oh, please.
We almost forgot to pick the worst joke. Okay, I think stand by.
Okay, let's do it at the same time.
Well, let me. Well, yeah. Okay.
1, 2,
2, 3. 1 in a million.
Genie and idiot. 1 in a million. Which one's the 1 in a million?
1 in a million is just statistical. It's just statistical data about what 1 in a million is compared to billions of people.
I should have given it more thought. I'm swayed.
It's wow.
It's not a joke. Well, it's not a joke.
No, it's just giving you a statistical
They're
data.
all so forgettable. I was just scrolling.
You randomly picked one that we did not laugh at all.
I'm not going to I won't argue.
Well, this is 2 episodes in a row where my reasoning has swayed your choice.
Yes,
For whatever reason.
I'm easily swayed.
I'm taking this job seriously, Ruben. I really wanted to pick the worst of the best scientifically proven funny jokes in the world.
That wasn't a joke. In my defense, I picked a joke. That one was a statistic.
That's true. Remember, Ruben, in front of every silver lining, there is a cloud, and we're here to help you find it.